Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about having a Pisces ascendant in a natal chart. Now, some of you may remember, I want to talk about first before I get to Pisces ascendant and natal chart, is that some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the rising signs, but the videos were a little bit concise and some may have referred to them as snappy. So what I'm doing is I'm making another series in which the videos are a little bit longer on the ascendants and a little more descriptive. So anyway, as far as a Pisces ascendant goes, the appearance and physical body can be short to middle stature, generally speaking. The face may be heavy and fleshy. The eyes may be large and dreamy, and the thing is, there may be like a mystical, an ethereal type look to Pisces ascendant. The thing about Pisces rising is the fact that um, the nose may be concave in some cases. And another thing too is that the eyes, I've always stated before about the eyes being could be large, but they can be dreamy as well. They can have like a far away gaze to them, and the trunk, when you look at Pisces rising, the arms and legs tend to be short. Um, The feet, sometimes there may be some deformity with the feet because, anatomically speaking, Pisces does correspond with the feet and the toes. The mouth, maybe, the lips may be somewhat large, or the upper lip may often be protruding. Uh, Another thing, about Pisces rising is that the hair color tends to be brownish, I would say. And another thing, as far as Pisces ascendant goes, the complexion can be rather pale. Sorry, I can say that again. The complexion could be rather pale and fair. Uh, the thing about Pisces, ascendant to the shoulders can be sloping and they can be large and thick. Um, the thing too is, as far as the hands go, water signs collectively, water ascendants tend to have oval shaped hands, and so the hands may be oval, they may be a little bit fleshy as well, and the body type tends to be stout, and Pisces ascendant generally has a tendency to be heavy and gain weight. And the thing too is, with Pisces, and the head shape tends to be somewhat like a roundish or type of head shape to the head. And what I want to get at is, just as a reminder that this is a general physical description as far as Pisces ascendant goes, and keep in mind that you've got to factor in ethnicity and race into the equation, so to speak, because this is not going to apply completely to everybody, especially when you have to factor in race and ethnicity. Now, another thing about Pisces ascendant, as far as the outer demeanor and personality goes, well, the person may be rather, idealistic, but yet confused. Pisces rising may often be, confused in terms of their objectives in general, and rather ambivalent and indecisive regarding them. Pisces rising also can be, unrealistic. They could be idealistic and want to attain great heights, but they have to guard against being unrealistic. Pisces is the sign not only of deception but self-deception as well. And but Pisces ascendant can also be forgiving. They generally have to forgive those that persecute them type of belief, but can be passive as well. They can be rather relaxed. Um, Remember that Pisces is the opposite sign of Virgo, where Virgo tends to be, you know, really constantly busy and can be a workaholic. Pisces rising can be much more relaxed. Pisces ascendant people can also be very, empathetic and compassionate, but has to be careful about regarding being impressionable. Pisces ascendant, perhaps more so than any of the other rising signs, can be the most impressionable and sensitive to their surroundings and their environment. So they need to be very careful as far as their contemporaries in the company that they keep. Um, Another thing too is that Pisces, rising to the thing about them is they could be rather timid as well, and they have to just again in being very sensitive, given that they are water sign and emotional. Um, the thing too is the ascendant is also connected with the first impression. And on a first impression, Pisces rising, can be a little bit nebulous or unclear. Um, Keep in mind that Pisces, in theory, is the combination of the previous 11 zodiac signs, so that's why they can appear somewhat nondescript, on a first impression to others. And also, on a first impression, can be rather, ambivalent, indecisive, but also benevolent and well-meaning. And the thing about Pisces rising is can also be very altruistic, and they're the kind of people that will often help those that are less fortunate than most, such as the impoverished, the homeless, the oppressed, and the hungry. But Pisces rising also can appear rather gullible on a first impression, so Pisces ascendant people need to guard against people that may try to exploit that side of them, the gullible, trusting side of Pisces rising. But also on the first impression, Pisces rising can be inspirational, motivational, can be rather sensitive, but yet dreamy as well. And the thing is, they could be very relaxed. To remember that again, Pisces, is the opposite sign of Virgo. So where Virgo tends to be more about apprehension and worrying, and Pisces tends to be more relaxed. It is the sign associated with sleep. Now, the ascendant is also connected with one's outlook on life. So the outlook on life for Pisces rising can be idealistic. They try to see the best in others and overlook their defaults and transgressions. They're also about being inspiring others, but keep in mind overall in general, the outlook on life can be negative because Pisces is a feminine sign. When I say feminine signs are the water and earth signs, and they tend to be more negative in their outlook, whereas the masculine ascendants, which is the fire and air signs, they tend to be more positive regarding their outlook. And the thing is, again, Pisces rising does try to see the best in others, it tries to inspire and give incentive to other people, though. So, and the thing is, now the ascendant is also associated with one's early childhood. So the early childhood, there may have been more isolation for Pisces rising than the average person. Pisces rising may have been rather reclusive and timid, and Pisces rising has to guard against being easily coerced because they are, they tend to be, somewhat timid, and they could be more, susceptible to those kind of things, bullying, than most other people, I'd say, than the other, signs in general on average. And also, too, Pisces is the sign associated with flooding, so Pisces rising may have experienced some kind of, like a flooding situation in their home when they were in their early childhood. May have become interested in fantasy games at an early age as well, or dancing, or poetry, or anything that could be Pisces related. Um, the ascendant is also connected with new beginnings. So new beginnings for Pisces rising may be, ones they fantasize and dream about and put a lot of emotion into, and very idealistic regarding, finishing those things that are started, and and what it actually becomes once they reach the end of whatever it is they start, or as far as the success that's attained. And also, as far as specific things connected with Pisces new beginnings, be associated with dancing, poetry, photography, chemistry, boating, fishing, or the metaphysical, which includes astrology. Now, the vitality, Pisces rising tends to be low. Pisces ascendant people can be rather lethargic. They may need more sleep than the average person so they can be able to get through, the work day ahead or what have you. And it's also, as far as the body parts, what's anatomically connected with Pisces are the feet, the toes, the pineal gland, and the lymphatic and immune system. So those are sensitive areas for Pisces rising. And last but not least, I want to get the ascendant is also associated with a grandparent and people that are prominent in one's early childhood. So for Pisces rising, those people may be Pisces sun, moon, or ascendant persons, or ones that embody those characteristics. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.